Remember, remember the 5th of November, gunpowder treason and plot. I see no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes, 'twas his intent to blow up King and the Parliament. 60 barrels of powder below, poor old England to overthrow. By God's providence he was catched with a dark lantern and a burning match. Aloha, aloha, boys, make the bells ring. Aloha, boys, God save the king. Hip, hip, hurrah, a penny loaf to feed the Pope, a farthing of cheese to choke him, a pint of beer to rinse it down, a faggot of sticks to burn him in a tub of tar, burn him like a blazing star, burn his body from his head. Then we'll say old Pope is dead. Hip, hip, hurrah, hip, hip, hurrah. Hello, Al Pals. Welcome to a special Thursday night rewatch on Big Al Presents. And of course, Big Al Presents tonight, V for Vendetta, because today is the 5th of November. It is bonfire night in England. Well, it was bonfire night in England. They are several hours behind. It's over by now. But I'm sure the embers are still sizzling all over England tonight. Of course, I am Big Al, your cheery masked host tonight. Also call me V, because we are all V tonight. With me are, and you know what? I've got Netter first. I'm going to, since I missed her completely the last time, welcome Nanette of Netter's Network. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderfully. Thank you, Al.
I am so glad to hear it. And I think that's all. Oh, no, that's right. Troy's with I can't.
There is no certainty, only opportunity.
No, but how you doing, Troy? Thank you for joining me tonight.
I'm so glad I could be here. Yeah, this is I'll be honest though, the Thursday night rewatch is kind of throwing me off because it's not what we usually do, and I'm like, oh, there's a rewatch tonight.
Yeah, I know it was a last minute thing. Literally, when I was talking, I was like, well, we don't usually do something Thursday. What day is Thursday? Oh, it's November the 5th. November the 5th. Yeah. click. And it literally all fell into place on, I think it was during last Saturday's rewatch. I kind of said, oh man, we have to do V for Vendetta. I mean, we haven't done it. One, we haven't done it yet. Two, perfect timing because it was kind of a free 10 p.m. spot. I would have foregone the whole thing if the professor was going to go all night, but he was starting at 9. That's like, well, I'll start at 10. I would have started at 9 because it is a long film.
Sure.
It's almost 2.5. It's 2:20, something like that, 2:21. But yeah, great. I mean, God, great film. The lovely, lovely Natalie Portman. So good in this, and working with an English accent, which is, I've heard some good things and bad things about it. She worked. I'll give her every prop in the world for giving it a go. And of course, oh God, can't think of Hugo Weaving, of course, as V, except in a few spots that only the director knows, where it's actually James Purefoy, who was originally cast as V. He actually worked on the film for like 4 weeks and just couldn't get over being in the mask. He was claustrophobic and freaked out, and so they had to recast the role, and it was Hugo Weaving. And Hugo Weaving, there's maybe 1 or 2 scenes where it's Purefoy as V, but it's always Hugo Weaving's voice. They just dubbed it over, because Hugo Weaving, poor guy, had to dub the entire thing because they tried to do a microphone in the mask thing, and it just never worked. Right, so they just had him dub everything afterwards, which is fine. It came out really fine, and what a great voice to have too. Although I think Purefoy would have done a great job with it too. Honestly, let's see who we have here tonight in the chat. Sir Tor Clegane. As far as I know, you were first. No one informed me otherwise, and the couple times I checked before, I never saw a name there. So you get first props tonight. Melissa Harris, how you doing? Hey, Casey Scott. Netter was the fourth thumbs up. Thank you very much, Netter. Daniel Heron, hello, sir. Hope you had a good rewatch last night. I stood there for some of it, but I wasn't watching the film, so I kind of like I was doing. And plus, I had to update Universal Monsters site a little bit last night. Wolf 10 Media, hello, sir. Aged Boomer, how you doing? Joshua V, thank you for joining us. Let's see who else we got. The Catholic Bible Geek. What's this about Mary burning the Pope? Hey,
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna burn the Pope. It basically came out that the guys who were going to blow up Parliament were Catholic. So there was a lot of anti-Catholic sentiment. This is, of course, England, which we're still in that Catholics are bad kind of mindset. Thank you, Henry V. I mean, Henry VIII. Excuse me, got my Henrys mixed up there for a second. And it's just part of the little thing. And now it's just part of history, reciting the bonfire poem, prayer, whatever they like to call it, which I did at the beginning. And that's what they recite on bonfire night over there. It's just
Did you mean to rhyme? That's what they recite on bonfire night?
and a little bit. Well, hey, that did rhyme, and of course, that does rhyme. Probably rhymes a little better in the older English, but I don't speak English accent too well, so I just read the thing.
Well, it's a lot easier for me since my mom is actually from Lancashire, so my accent comes out.
She
a lot
can
easier.
drop right into it. I got to prepare it.
I was born into it, dear.
That's true. You were.
Yeah, and of course there's going to be a lot. We're going to be hearing it a lot tonight. So in the movie, but like I said, the 5th of November. I've always loved the saying. I actually did not see this film when it first came out. It took me a while, and the story around how I actually ended up watching it is kind of funny. Our local video store was going out of business, and they were unloading all their inventory, and they had like a buy 3 for, I don't know if it was a 3 for 5 or 3 for 10, some kind of weird thing that they were just getting rid of stock. And I went in, I bought V for Vendetta, Talladega Nights, and what's that the guys who did South Park did the beer baseball movie.
I don't know.
I forget what it's called now, but I bought that one, and because it was all the rest of them were kind of chewed over by then. And that's how I came to own I just got a
wait. You're saying that there was a baseball movie about beer or a beer movie about baseball?
Well, they invented their own little. It's like Beersketball, or I just can't come up with it.
The Bad News Beers?
No. But it was done by the guys who did South Park, and
gotcha.
I don't think it was called Beer Fest because I suddenly can't get that out of my head. But
before we get too far off topic, you need to finish saying hello to the people in the chat.
Basketball, that's what it was.
Basketball. Gotcha.
Yes. Who's jumped in? Of course,
the last one I remember where you saying was Catholic Bible Geek about not doing something with the Pope.
Yeah, that, and I see Artificer Joni is
Aged Boomer.
Aged Boomer. Well, no, I said hi to Aged
Did
Boomer.
Did you? Okay. Wolf 10 Media.
Jedi Masters Utopia. I did say hi to Wolfie. Yes.
I don't have it on live chat. I'm like, where are all these names coming from? I didn't realize I didn't have it on live chat.
I'll do that too. And when I'm watching something on that, I'm like, where are all these like comments coming from? I don't see it.
Yeah.
And it was because I had it on select chat, and I don't know why it just doesn't automatically go.
Agent Boomer did
live
that
chat.
the other night on soundtracks with Birdman, and I'm like typing, dude, put it on live chat.
Oh, Agent Boomer bought Sword of the Valiant on Blu-ray. I love that movie. I definitely got to do a rewatch of that. Sean Connery is the Green Knight. Come on,
Right?
It's Miles O'Keefe. Is it Miles O'Keefe? Yeah, Miles O'Keefe as Sir Gawain. It's a movie.
It's a movie.
Now
It's
you
a
do
movie.
realize that I make this stuff really easy for you to say hello to people, because all you gotta do is look where my little hearts are and say the name that I put with the heart. Because I say hello to literally everyone.
But he doesn't
Oh.
see it on the YouTubes. He sees it on the.
It should
Well, no,
still be showing up there.
No, I see it. I think I've hit everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, all you gotta do is look for the
that's
hearts.
right. There are hearts. You're right.
Yeah,
I always give
Little
everyone
black
a
heart.
heart.
They're little
So-
black hearts on StreamYard.
Yeah. I forgot it's the easy way. You just look for little hearts, because I literally say hello to everyone.
Yep.
Sweet. You are so sweet.
But yeah,
Everyone's special, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a show.
that is true. Oh well, we'd still have a show, just nobody would be watching. It's kind of like
Okay.
if a tree falls in a forest, doesn't make a sound. Of course it does, just nobody there to hear it.
That's
Okay, it
true.
wouldn't be as good a show if it wasn't for everyone being here.
Of course not. But I'm just saying, it's just like a glass of water. Is it half empty or half full? Me, I want to know the previous state, because it depends.
Which
Was it
direction
full?
is it going in?
Yeah, was it full? They emptied it, therefore it is now half empty. But if it was an empty glass, they may brought up to the halfway mark, then it's half full. I once had a discussion with a teacher from middle school. I wasn't in middle school. He was drinking a beer at a store I used to work at on a Sunday, and we were talking about that, and he just gave me the weirdest look, and I'm like, think about it.
I remember reading somewhere, they had like a whole list of different ways of saying it, and it was, the optimist says it's half full, the pessimist says it's half empty, the engineer says it's at 50% capacity, and then it just keeps going on like that.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, V for Vendetta, great film, made in 2006, of course, by the directed by James McTeague, which I believe it was his first film. He's done a few things since then. I mean, he was assistant before that. Of course, he was part of the Star Wars. He was part of the Star Wars prequels and stuff like that. So he's got some cred. Written by the Wachowskis, who used to be the Wachowski brothers, but they're
not brothers anymore.
One of them's not a brother anymore. Yeah.
No, both of them are not brothers anymore.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, they are both transgender now.
Wow.
Now I say this. I don't know if they're like operationally. Basically, I don't know if something's gone. I don't know if there's been an operation or not. I do know that they associate as hers. So let's just say that. But I just thought that was kind of weird that you hear the Wachowski brothers, but they're not anymore. I think technically the Wachowski sisters now. But I'm starting the movie. I mean, I'm watching the Blu-ray rip. I'm at all zeros right before the WB little wavy logo starts with the buildings, and it goes into WB. So I'm starting at the 0 mark. If everybody's going to get ready, of course, we'll do the normal countdown, 3, 2, 1, and play. And when I say play, we'll hit play. If everybody's ready, we'll get this started, because it is a long one.
Yes,
So
sir.
I don't want to go too long. You guys are ready? Everybody ready with me?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get ready for this. Great movie. Love this movie. 3, 2, 1, play.
Now, wasn't this was based on a Vertigo comic, wasn't it?
Yeah, Vertigo Comic V for Vendetta. I think it was 12 issues. It was along the lines of Watchmen. It was done by Alan Moore.
I was gonna say I was pretty sure it was an Alan Moore thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and like usual, Alan Moore disassociated himself from this film because I will say I've never read the graphic novel of this. I've been interested in it, but I just have never pulled the plug. And it's not the full story. It kind of covers a lot of it, but plot. I know no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. I just love that. I don't know. It's just I like this little reenactment of Guy Fawkes. And actually, he was not the mastermind behind the whole thing. He was just the guy down there with the gunpowder and the match. And he's become literally the face of the whole thing. And there is a movie called Gunpowder, starring Kit Harington.
Really?
Game of Thrones. He plays the guy who was the actual guy behind it. I want to say Catsby, something like that. But yeah, Gunpowder. Haven't seen it. I gotta put that on my list. Of course, you look at this crowd scene, and they kind of reference it at the end of the film a little bit, sort of.
Yeah.
In a way.
Cool flames.
Yep. V for Vendetta. Yeah, I mean when I watched this film, I really had no idea what it was about. I just knew it was based on a graphic novel and it was cheap. So I bought it.
Fair enough.
And I just really fell in love with it. I don't watch it that often.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps it special, like Watchmen. I don't watch or read that much. Roger Allam playing the announcer there. I sort of. Did you guys ever watch Speed Racer?
Oh, used to years ago. Yeah.
No, I mean the movie.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
No. Which was also by the Wachowski brothers, sisters, whatever. But he played like the bad guy in that movie, and it was pretty good. It gets a lot of dumped on it. I like the idea of what it was about, but there is somebody. I'm sorry, when you have Speed Racer, he has to drive the Mach 5, not the Mach 6. That's some weird other car.
You're making me think of that post that I did where CBS shows the Enterprise bridge from Discovery and says, "See the iconic Enterprise bridge on Star Trek Discovery." I'm like, no, you never showed the iconic bridge.
Yeah. When you put the word iconic,
you
use it's the original.
Yep. No bloody A, B, C, or D.
Yeah, you did that very well with that Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, she worked with a dialect coach for a while to get that right. I will say, Natalie Portman, she's kind of fallen off the radar lately.
Well,
or I haven't seen her really.
The only thing that I've seen is promos for the Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that's all I've really seen her about. But even like since the other Thor movie, I don't. Nothing really stands out that she did.
Yeah,
which is a shame. I love her as an actress. I think she's a lovely girl. I liked her in the prequels, but her and Hayden just had no chemistry.
No chemistry at all.
That was
That
a
made it
poor.
very. I mean, and
Yeah,
let's face
yeah.
it, the romantic scenes were not written very well.
Oh
Anyways.
well. George Lucas is good with action.
Yeah.
If
He's
I
not
were her, I
good.
still would have scored these guys in the face.
Right.
Yeah. And they're called the Fingermen because the government sees itself as a body. There's the head, which is Sutler, but the police are called the Hand, and of course the Fingermen are.
I still think that mask looks like Patrick Stewart.
It does.
I can see that.
Yep.
Some great choreography in this thing.
That's brilliant. What year did you say? Oh, 2006. Okay.
2006, yeah, when it was released. Yeah. Sadly, they were going to release it November 5th of 2005, but it did, but it got pushed back.
Yeah.
I mean, what better time to have brought it out would have been November,
Right.
Just like you don't do a Friday the 13th movie and not release it as close to a Friday the 13th as you can.
Exactly.
I mean, that should be the day. You should hold it off a month or two until one pops up. You do a Halloween movie, you don't release it at Easter.
Exactly.
His dialogue is brilliant in this.
He's kind of like Zorro, but with a mask.
Exactly.
Yeah. And of course, the classic monologue.
All the B's in his words.
Yeah.
Wow. That is impressive. I do like him carving the V. It's easier to do than the Z of Zorro.
Yeah. And there's so many symbolic
Oh yeah.
Things to V. It's the number 5.
Yep.
It's of course a V.
Like they introduced themselves. She's like, "Are you like a crazy person?"
I like do not play dice. That was Einstein, right? Wasn't he the one that said God doesn't play?
Yeah, that was kind of a play on something that Einstein said.
A reference to the uncertainty principle, I believe.
I would love to have a voice like Hugo Weaving.
Old Bailey.
Oh yeah, here's what his monologue, the voila thing.
Mm-hmm.
It had a total of 48 words beginning with V, 48 of them.
Wow.
48 times. And 55 total V's used in the entire thing. That's you don't want to play him at a Scrabble game.
Right.
Forgot. Now, one of the differences they made from the, the graphic novel, I understand, is that he's not a good guy in the
No,
graphic novel.
exactly.
He is a true. He's looking for anarchy, not freedom and justice. The
Wow.
8-12 overture. Boom.
Oh, that got blowed up.
It got blown up good.
Yeah.
I like the fireworks.
And I love how they make him go into a V. And the circle with the circle around it.
Yep.
The great John Hurt.
Yeah.
And Tim Pickett Smith, who was I always liked. Ever since I saw him in Clash of the Titans.
Didn't John Hurt do Men of La Mancha?
No, that was Peter O'Toole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Similar long, thin faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one thing I read, I've never noticed it before. John Hurt never blinks. He only blinks once in the entire film.
Huh.
And now I hope I catch it.
Well, now every time he's on screen, I have to try to struggle to keep my eyes from blinking, so I don't miss it.
The difference with the graphic novel, his name was not Sutler, it was Susan, but they changed it to Sutler because it has a more alliterative to Hitler.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Stephen Ray. Still hasn't gotten over the crying game, I'm sure. So Torquay mentioning John Hurt was in an adaptation of 1984. Very much. There's a lot of that in this film. And of course, he played the good guy in 1984. Here, he's the bad guy, definitely.
But he's acting like a good guy. He saved her.
Well, from the point of view of the government, though, a revolutionary terrorist is not a good guy.
Depends on how you look at it.
Indeed. That's pretty much the point of the movie.
Mm-hmm. But just look at how things are now in the political thing. Everybody's got a different view.
That was such a great line. It's our job to report the news, not fabricate it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a very, very topical film.
Oh, it hits a lot of checks.
Yeah.
And you talk about when they blew up the Bailey. I think it was like a 1/10 size or something. It was a pretty it was a pretty big model that they blew up. It took them a long time to do. Same thing with the others too, like the Parliament and things like that.
There's still another 16 hours.
No, he's more patient than that. The great Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
They totally changed his character too. He was actually her boyfriend in the graphic novel. But they made him gay in here at his request.
Why not? Representation.
Well, Ripson, but also a because it was another section of the people that the government
Sure.
wanted to hide and get rid of.
Wait till commercial to set them off, okay?
Hi-yo. That is not a very good color blue.
Well, maybe it looks better on stage.
Maybe. It's like a really weird.
I don't know. I kind of
Eggshell.
like it. It's not a baby blue. It's a little bit deeper than that.
It's like a robin's egg, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, pretty close.
Wouldn't be a Big Al rewatch without somebody commenting on the clothing.
Right?
And as far as I can tell, that's their real hair.
Yep. And now we're official. Yeah, well, to me, it's like in their defense, they don't focus on it. Yeah, they don't focus on how he's gay. They just it's just one of those things that just is.
Wow.
He is a. He's very intelligent. The way he's portrayed here.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit of like a Batman element, you know?
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know what she's waiting for. Go with everyone, evacuate the building. I mean, they found her ID somewhere, but it's like she hasn't done anything wrong.
Well, they've got her kind of associate. She's guilty by association already. They know she was with V, or they don't know what his name is yet, but. This makes you wonder what the heck they're watching.
I know, right?
And I love the character of the little girl.
Oh yeah.
The girl with the glasses. She's VTV.
Yeah.
Like how he's got the little thing in the corner. Look at the senior center with the
Yeah.
with the picture of Sutler there. A little nod to North Korea, perhaps, even back then. Everybody in North Korea is supposed to have a picture of
Kim Jong-un.
yeah, whatever the guy's name is now.
Unless they're trying to make words mean different things.
Yeah.
Which they are.
but like I said, there's a long drawn out reason why he's doing what he's doing, and you get, once you find out, you kind of get it.
Yep.
I haven't seen this movie in years, so I can only remember like bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you noticed, Netter, but Patrick from Coupling was just on screen.
Yeah. That was
Patrick,
a good series.
Would you say Patrick from Coupling what?
Was just on screen. He was the guy. They'll show him again.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
he's got a fairly large role.
Well, he does have a tripod.
Yeah, he's a tripod. Mm. There, him. Yeah.
But I just like everybody's wants to hear exactly what he's saying.
Yep.
Because they know,
and because
they feel what he's saying.
And it's the older folk that were nodding and going, "Yep,
yep. We remember."
Well, that was dramatic.
Yeah, 1 year. Because see, all this time he's been setting up, because that was pre-recorded. So who knows what he's been,
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all know who's seen it before know what he's been doing. Thanks to Evie's delivery.
What part of "please don't shoot" did you not understand, dummy? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's reasonable. That makes sense.
Gotta protect the control booth. Gotta protect the media. That's what it's all about. That's what spreads your message.
Okay, he said, anyone that's not wearing masks, get them out. He could very easily have taken off the mask. No one knows what he looks like.
Well. I don't know his identity, sure. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
Whoops.
Yeah. You chose poorly.
Yeah. He don't need no gun either. That's the cool thing about him.
Mr. Anderson. Johnny on the spot.
Definite choice time for Evie.
Oops.
And I tell the dude, look, because of you, the police were after me.
Right.
But I love, but you know, this it just says everything how they explain this.
Yeah.
I love it. She's totally on V. She's totally on V's side already, just by
Yeah.
what's been on TV. I like that. Some part of him's human, terrorist or not. Some part in there, something is human.
Yeah, it's a lot of books.
Yeah. Kind of looks like our place.
No, our books are neatly on a bookcase or several bookcases.
That's true.
And they're probably
But
all like
yes.
the banned books that you're not supposed to be reading because
Saving
that's what he. That's what he. That's what
them
he
from being
collects.
burned, right?
Exactly. It's like a it's like a vault of all the art and propaganda and literature that this government doesn't want people to have access to.
Wow.
I could live in a place like that,
Right?
with all that artwork and
That was always the rough thing about going to some of the museums here in Chicago. It's like it's an all-day thing, and you're probably still not going to see everything.
yeah, Artificer Journey. Fake news is not a new thing. Nope, not at all.
Oh, that's true.
Every day, there's something fake on the news.
Well, that's always been my contention with them is like the news persons are supposed to report news, not be biased, not
Right.
be and making things up, just report the actual facts, and they don't do that.
Yeah. You're supposed to be a newscaster, not a commentator.
Or storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at our social media. Can't decide if it's a platform or a publisher.
It's true.
Although I will say, my social media has been very calm the last couple days because nobody knows what's going on. I love it. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it when like one side's declared the winner.
I've had to prune so many people that it's gotten pretty quiet.
I had a delightful conversation today with someone who I know I disagree with on several issues, but
very,
should not matter.
Very, very few people can still disagree respectfully.
Yeah.
So many people have degenerated to, you don't agree with me, you are evil.
Right. Yeah. And it's
You're
not like
an
that at all.
Yahtzee phobe.
Someone calls me, you're a right wing guy. It's like, you don't know the other half that I believe in.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
You could be in worse places.
That is true.
I mean, you got plenty of books to read, music to listen to.
I figure she still got the better end of the deal. He saved her from being raped repeatedly by three guys and possibly killed. So it's like, yeah, I would take this gift that he just gave you.
Mm-hmm. Eggie in a basket.
I know that looks so good.
You see his hands there.
Yep.
Gives you a hint to what's going on with him. Wee.
Did you sleep in that thing? Ah, you may ask.
I've never done that Eggie in a basket thing, and I've always wanted to try it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I've just never done it.
Isn't it just a piece of toast with the center cut out and the egg put right in the middle?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's all it is, but I've never done it.
I'm sure I have because it looks really familiar.
The thing is, that is so true. Real butter, I'm sorry, I don't care what margarine you come up with, it'll never taste like butter.
Absolutely.
Even I can't believe it's not butter.
Nope. To quote Sheldon in Big Bang Theory, oh, I have no problem believing that that's not butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Government should be afraid of
Government
their
should be afraid of
people. And that is true.
Mm-hmm.
The government works for works for you. Every
But
2
over
years,
time-
we get to fire them.
But
But over
over
time,
time,
it's a power grab.
people forget,
Mhm.
and then they start to rely on the government and believe the government and submit to the government.
Mhm.
And that's how freedom dies.
And that's
Yep.
how you get ants.
That's how you get it. That's right. The little figures in the back there.
Yeah, sure. People are really brave when they're alone
Yeah.
and protected. Great shot there. I love that shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that fire shot was pretty interesting because that was no digital thing. They did that shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The stuntman for Hugo Weaving, they put a special gel on him. It was negative something outside because they had to make sure it was, it was a cold night.
Yeah.
The anti-burn gel that they put on him was also chilled.
Man.
Well, that's how you did it back in the day.
Uh,
Oh, Patrick.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
mhm.
Yes, but now I've seen him,
Yes.
and now I can't unsee him.
Right.
Count,
Yeah.
of, Count of Monte Cristo.
Wow. For real. What's cool about that mask of his, he's always smiling.
Yep.
Okay, I'll watch it as long as there's a happy ending.
In the graphic novel, of course, the drawings would change a little bit to make it almost look like an emotional thing, but they couldn't do that for this.
Right.
Although they thought about it, but it just didn't work, so they just decided to do it with lighting to kind of,
That is
certain
pretty
lighting
cool,
tricks to
yeah.
kind of relate emotion.
Otherwise, that mask becomes very, very static.
Yeah. Which is one of the to the credit of the filmmakers, it didn't. He has as much emotion as anybody else going on.
Yeah. Well, and that's also a credit to the actor, being able to emote through that blank mask. Yeah.
But I love how beautiful of a moment was that. It's like, that's my favorite film. I've never seen it. Would you like to? It was almost like a little date.
Like he had mentioned before, she's very observant.
Yeah. And when you can't trust the media, yep, made him dead.
And see, that's it is a dangerous thing. We see him as the hero in this.
Yeah.
But saying violent can be used in the right way. It can be a good thing. Yeah. Not when you're burning down your, stores in your town.
Well,
and
that's just it.
That's
I
the
don't
problem with it.
And there's also the temper of, whatever your cause is what you're doing bringing you any closer to a resolution for that
Right.
cause.
See, because ultimately he has a personal, literal vendetta,
right,
against a group of people.
Yeah.
And see, the government being the whole Larkill thing, the government to him is another person on which he needs to extract vengeance.
Right.
It's not really what the government has become. It's what they did to him.
Yeah.
So they have a lead on who he is.
It's like, Wolf Ted Media is asking if anybody liked the Count of Monte Cristo remake they did with Jim Caviezel. I saw that once. It was all right. Now I've never read the book. I've never seen any of the old films, but it was a good revenge tale.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I remember watching it in when I was a substitute. I was substituting at a local high school, and that was one of the things I was supposed to do for the couple days I was there, was to show the kids Count of Monte Cristo. I love those days when I got to just show a film.
Right now, I want a Monte Cristo sandwich.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
That's the one with jelly, right?
It's often served with jelly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember there's powdered sugar on the bread.
Powdered sugar. Yeah, there's powdered sugar, and I think you serve it with a side of jelly or preserves or something.
Although I suppose if I'm still hungry, I can go in the kitchen and just get some pizza.
Yes.
Getting her backstory here.
Yeah.
Look familiar, folks?
Yeah.
English lives matter.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with the words, but I don't like the quote unquote movement. if anybody gets what I mean. It's like, of course Black Lives Matter. Duh. All lives matter.
Oh no, that's racist to say that.
I don't care. And it's not. It's humanistic.
Well,
it's reasonable.
All of those words mean different things today.
Sadly, unfortunately, and quite frankly, they're wrong.
I know. All living things matter.
Well, even if it's an animal that's making my hamburger, it matters.
That's right.
As I grill it up with a little salt and pepper.
Oh, mustard.
I'm a mayo man with my hamburger, actually.
Netter laughs at me when I sometimes say, "Oh, the tasty, tasty cow."
Yeah. PETA, people eating tasty animals.
Yes.
I never heard that one before.
You never heard that one? Oh yeah, people eating tasty animals.
I like that.
I do too.
Like I say, if you have a reasonable, it's one of those things. We are omnivores. We have pointy teeth for a reason, to render meat from the bone.
I'm an omnivore. I eat anything.
And I think they misspelled the universal part. I read somewhere it was either that or in the book or something.
Ouch.
I do like his character. He although he is the an antagonist to V, Finch is a reasonable man.
Yeah.
All that chanting in the background.
Yep.
I love the religious chant echoing through a huge cathedral like that or church.
Because the tones are orchestrated to have a specific impact on the ear.
Yep, Artificer Journey V very Veneversum Vivus Vici. Wolf 10 Media, individual lives matter. Casey Scott says no lives matter. Heavy metal headbanging starts. Wolf 10 Media is eating dog treats. It's okay.
Well, he's a doggy. Well, Wolfie.
He ate dog treats. Not joking. We've all done weird things in our lives.
When I was a kid, I asked my sister to make me a sandwich because I was hungry. She's 4 years older than me, so I was about 5 at the time. And she decided to be a smartass, and she took 2 pieces of bread and took literally every single edible thing in the kitchen and put it on the sandwich. So ham, salami, bologna, all different cheeses that we had, ketchup, mustard, pickles. I mean, you name it, it was on the sandwich.
Wow.
Because she didn't want me to ask her to ever make her one again. So this thing was pretty fat by the time she finished with it. So I squashed it down.
Yeah.
I ate it, asked her for another one, and she threw up.
Yep.
It's like, I'm 5. I'll eat anything.
Oof. Uh-oh.
Betrayed.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm.
Also, the government listening in on everybody,
Yep.
or through the police. I think it's the police. Or where did I read? They had a thing about the how the government's like a body in here. I'll look for it.
Oh.
Now, I'm wondering if this was like a statement against the church or if it was just part of the story. I hope it was just part of the story because they always got to have the nasty religious guy.
No.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, just being associated with Ireland makes him gives them something they can use against him if they feel they need to do something.
Cheers.
Who's this guy to her again?
He works at the station. He's an on-air talent.
Hmm.
He's kind of like Johnny Carson. I believe. Or well, he's a comedy. It's kind of guy who's
It's kind of like he's Graham Norton. I just realized.
yeah, a little bit, yeah. Officer Journey heard some Brits still look down on the Irish. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, sadly, too many people look down on people who aren't what they are.
Well, a big part of it too is the political differences. I mean, they feel kind of betrayed.
Who, the Irish or the English?
Well, actually, now that you say it that way, both.
I hear you say. And then you got Scotland, and you got Wales. We're one big happy family. Not really.
Wow.
Very loaded. That was a loaded
wow.
You wear a mask so long you forget who you are beneath it. I think in the graphic novel it's called a violet Carson, which I think is an actual flower. But they changed it to scarlet because roses are red, and they didn't want. I guess they didn't want the less intelligent people in the audience to associate it the color.
Wow. I know that feeling. It's late or early.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Wolf's like so many issues around the world, and we're over here worried about pronouns and drags teaching children.
The way I see it, you look like a woman, you're she. You look like a guy, you're he.
Yeah.
I'm not playing those games. I don't care what your preferred whatever is. Whatever you look like, that's what I'm calling you.
Yep.
Well,
if you want to be called something else, then dress like the something else.
I was going to say, I mean, I'm not a mind reader. The only communication that I've gotten from you is what I can see and how you're presenting yourself.
Well, I had someone I used to work with at Borders Books was having an art show, and part of the show, the quote they were having was had Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein couple pieces. And so I posted them in Iconic Universal Monsters with permission.
Sure.
And I literally copied the text of the art show. And she's like, I don't go by her. I was like, well, I copied the article.
Yeah, that's what you said. They were your words.
On me. This is what this place said. Don't get
Yeah.
on me about it.
Yeah.
I was actually doing her a favor by advertising it.
Yeah.
This is almost very sweet,
Yeah.
the way this happens.
Hmm. Yeah.
I like
forgot.
that. It's like she knew she knew when she saw the rose before her time was up. He was going to come after her.
It's like,
And
you're gonna kill me now? I killed you 10 minutes ago.
yeah, and there's an acceptance about it. That's a pretty rose.
Mm-hmm.
What are you chugging on?
Netter, what you
Mhm.
sipping on?
Oh, sorry, green tea.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something being drunk.
I just got really thirsty. Sorry, didn't mean to
Oh,
like.
that's all right. I was just curious. I don't care if anybody eats or drinks on here. It's my show.
Well, I already had 2 pieces of pizza that I muted myself for. I just forgot to stay muted while I drank my iced tea.
Of course, the important question: what kind of pizza?
4 cheese.
Ooh,
And Troy, I left you a piece.
Well, you know what? I think I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
DiGiorno's. So yeah, pretty
Yeah,
good.
I've had their 4 cheese. It's a good one. John Hurt is so forceful, especially when he's a big head on a wall like that.
He's got a big head. Of course, it looks like he's biting the top of this guy's head when you're seeing his big head and then just the outline of the fellow that's watching him.
Mm-hmm. Larkhill Detention Center. Now, of course, if you look close, you see Hugo Weaving. I think. Where is he at? I think he's in this shot somewhere. One, 2, 3.
I guess the exorcists say, nope.
Or, they're dead. They've
Yeah.
died.
That's what I mean. Nope.
And of course, V or 5.
Yep.
But yeah, this was done live on set, and he walked through fire.
Wow.
It's such an intense shot. I love the shots in her eyes too. could have gotten a better scotch than that, my friend. Or maybe there isn't a better scotch than that right now in that world.
Right. That one looked a little overcooked.
Oh, and there's something about a woman in a man's shirt.
Okay.
God. That's how many likes it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Again, so very close to home.
Mhm.
Literally. Wolf 10 says he's just going to call people it.
Yeah.
Or peeling Dwight Schrute. Hey, idiot.
Yeah.
I like how they keep on the screen 80,000 dead,
Yep.
which sounds so huge, but of course, with the current situation, doesn't sound that big at all anymore.
But also keep in mind that that's England, little island.
Right. That's true. That's true. Yeah. It's like, would you want power so much that you would unleash a a biotoxin
Yeah.
to create the fear that that you then address? The ears of the body. Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And she drinks.
And of course, it is John Hurt playing the lookalike of Sutler.
Yeah.
And they're all eating it up.
I love this. And that was Hugo Weaving doing all the little shtick too.
I mean, and that is typical British humor too.
Yeah. I mean, especially now with their playing the old Benny Hill
Right.
stick.
Yakety sax. What? So in universe, there had to be two lookalikes. Jeez.
I love that old Benny Hill music.
Yeah.
He severely underestimated just how much this is going to cost him.
He's going to get Arcana sided.
Like a black bagged, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this looks familiar.
Yep.
Yep. At least this time she was able to keep quiet.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Ouch.
Right? Oh, here we go again.
Yeah. She's playing terrified very well.
Yeah. I was saying this the other day. Someone said something about the acting in the prequels. I'm like, it wasn't the acting, because I mean, look at
Yeah, yeah,
Natalie Portman, look at Liam Neeson, Ewan
yeah.
McGregor.
I know.
These
Yeah, yeah.
all
Well,
the roles that these people have played besides the prequels, they are excellent in. If they were wooden in that movie, it wasn't their acting. It was the directing.
her getting her head
Yeah.
shorn like this, done in one take, because it can only do one take, and that was
Yeah.
really her doing it. She agreed to do it.
Yep.
I've
Now,
done it before.
That's a dedicated actress.
yeah, and she actually kind of looked forward to it.
Yeah.
But there were some other actresses up for this role. I wonder how they would have felt to get that done to them. Scarlett Johansson, Keira
Yeah.
Knightley,
They
and
probably discussed it with them beforehand, going, "This in this one scene, you're going to have your head shaved. How do you feel about that?" Nope. Okay, next.
yeah,
Keira Knightley was up for this role too.
yeah, and
I wouldn't have even noticed the difference.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh yeah.
I love this. It's like, ooh, food. Nope. Even the rat won't eat it.
Sir Torren Clegane, I saw what you did there. Yeah, you caught it.
I wouldn't be putting my hand in that hole.
Well,
I think it's very. I think it's very interesting of a story choice to add the entire existence of somebody else at this point
yeah.
to make it a linchpin for her. Wearing their nice little uniforms. I can't say much. I went to Catholic school for 8 years. I really didn't know what I didn't look like wearing dark pants and a light blue shirt. Pretty girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Throwing a baby picture in the trash.
Yeah. Oof.
If you had something like that, you would probably read it again and again and again,
Right.
just to escape
Mhm.
your own thoughts. Girl Carson's. I've always wanted to have like a little tea party. I know that sounds very weird.
Yeah.
Or little tea cakes. You know what I love are the little cucumber sandwiches
Sure.
with like the cream cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Usually cream cheese and dill.
Yeah. Norse fire. That's an interesting thing she said. I don't understand why they hate us so much. And if you remember, she's the one you saw being thrown into the pit dead.
Yeah. No one knows where'd she get the pencil to be able to write.
Sometimes you just got to accept that they got it. Might have found it and hid it.
That is such a sad letter.
It is. I mean, she was writing it knowing she was going to die.
Yep.
And with what she's been through, that's all she's got right now. You could tell the voice who that is if you pay attention.
And she's like, say what?
What?
Yeah.
I was like, what? Wait, what? She's got 1 and 1, but she needs the other 1 and 1 to get 4. She doesn't quite have all the pieces yet. But it is an interesting thing, and I just wonder, do you guys have any thoughts on how you would have taken this if you were her? I'd have been a
It's
little
hard to
pissed.
say. I mean, yeah, and that's obvious, but at the same time, there's a little bit of relief.
Yeah.
You know?
I still have been like, what the hell?
I mean, you know why he did it. I mean, you understand it.
Right.
He had to be sure. And using, of course, my favorite blacksmith terminology, she was a raw piece of iron, and he forged a weapon out of her.
Yep.
He has made her stronger than she's ever been before.
Well, maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
You have no idea how difficult it was, son. You're
Yeah.
discriminate your life.
What's to me is that how did she know that? Not notice there was only one dude. Illusions.
Yeah.
Well, remember, you never saw his face.
Dummies.
His face was always in shadow. So
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the torque again. How many lights are there?
Right.
there are
Exactly.
4 lights.
4 lights.
Yeah, let's go out in the rain. But now it makes me wonder, is that note she found real?
Yes, it is actually. I think it was a
Hey.
note he found that kept him sane or something. And I like, he went through fire. Now it's like she's being quenched. We use the blacksmith terminology. She's being tempered, you know. Baptism by fire, baptism in rain.
Her
Oh,
sins are being washed away.
I
Yep.
thought she was using Daredevil sonar. And then she's hit by lightning. That's the end.
I was just thinking that too.
Hmm. Hmm.
He should be find out about the note. The Salt Flats, the movie that she filmed.
Yeah, when my parents were killed in Crime Alley. That's not his hair.
No.
No. He doesn't have a page boy.
So not his real hair, and she now has no hair.
Yeah, right. Now, when does she get her telekinetic powers and start bleeding out of her nose?
Sorry, you thinking about 11?
Yes.
I can't wait for the next season of Stranger Things.
Well, if the second season was any indication, I'm not sure I want to see a third season. I mean, not that second season was
the
bad.
third.
It just
I mean, the third season.
whatever. They're getting. I feel like they're going downhill if they keep going in this direction.
I feel sorry for him because you feel he's in love with her,
Oh yeah,
and he is so alone.
very, very Phantom of the Opera. You know.
Oh, definitely. He just blinked.
There, you saw the blink.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like remind them why they need us, and suddenly the world's falling apart. I like it. That's just a little booklight with a red bulb to
Yep.
make it look all high techy. I like the memorial for the St. Mary says a little ring around the rosy.
Yeah.
Very appropriate for the
Right.
for the plague.
I like that the phrasing goes, "When I opened it, it gave me the cobble wobbles."
Ah, that voice.
Yeah.
Always blames
The
the conservatives.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the irony, right? They always say the conservatives are the fascists, and
Mhm.
yet the fascists historically are always the socialists.
Right. And they don't know it until suddenly, oops,
Yeah.
everything's gone. Everything they knew is gone and taken from them.
Hmm. Oh, I guess it's probably best that we did see this movie again. Wolf 10 Media says blame everything and everyone is the game of the socialists play. I recently heard a little bit of wisdom that what is it? Accusation is projection is confession. You blame the other guy for the things that you're doing.
And what's another one that they would say? Like, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yep, exactly. Never let a crisis go to waste.
Which is true. He needed an honest man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tim Pickett Smith um, portrayed Prince Charles in a film called was it Charles III,
Okay.
where he played prince who becomes king
Uh,
and then turns into like this like evil dictator,
Huh.
and everyone hates him.
yeah.
Now it makes me wonder where she is.
If you notice the scar on her head,
Yeah.
it's a little V.
Try, let me have a timestamp. I hit something on my computer and the movie kind of started over.
Sure. Let me get a little closer. I'm at 1
I'm at-
hour 38, 49, 50, 51.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the minutes?
138. Coming
Okay.
up on 139.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm about 2 seconds ahead.
Just because he lied about his name doesn't mean he lied about anything else.
But it does put it into a little bit of doubt.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little graffiti artist, huh?
Yep. I don't know if I could have walked away and not finished that V.
I
Not
know.
not necessarily even if because I would agree with the sentiment, but just OCD.
Yeah.
That's a lot of packages.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm watching a Doctor Who episode.
It's future British Amazon.
What would BFC mean? Like British Freight Courier or
Something
something?
like that.
Sounds right.
Probably. Huh.
Which is actually what the character in the book wanted.
Right.
Total chaos. Artificer Journey. It's like, here we go. The masks spreading.
Yep.
Because it is.
Hmm.
I forget how long it said that it took to do that. Those dominoes.
Oof. Yeah.
It's like, you got a bed. I
Yeah.
gave you license to shoot a kid.
Yeah. That was just a bridge too far.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever watched those videos of like domino rallies?
Yeah. They're
They are
awful.
very satisfying.
That is so cool looking.
One left standing.
Well, because it was held up by the final two.
Yep. Remember the 5th of November.
So has it been a year?
Yep, it's been a year since he blew up the Bailey.
Her hair would be a lot longer than that.
Unless she kept it like that.
Well, true.
Hmm.
Guess it's kind of like, Clark Kent with glasses, Evie with her
Right.
hair. Take off the hair, nobody recognized her.
This is what I've said so many times. People don't realize how subtle things, you
Mhm.
know, guy shaving off his beard, or someone shaving off their hair, putting on glasses, taking them off, parting your hair on the
I
other side.
when I was doing my medieval fighting,
Mm-hmm.
I was in a store
Mm-hmm.
once and I hear, "Hey Al," and I look over and I see a guy standing there,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't recognize him. And then I like, so like, wait a minute, that's Bill.
Hmm.
I did not recognize him without the medieval garb and the messed up hair from the
Yeah.
helmet.
Oh, I have that problem with Klingons all the
Yeah.
time.
He was dressed in normal clothes with his hair combed. I had no idea who he was. So sadly, got a little girl killed.
Yeah.
Because somebody abused their power.
Mm-hmm. Professor Jerry said, "Not that unthinkable, shooting a kid in Britain today."
Hmm.
Here you got an honest cop just trying to do his job.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm.
When they were, well, I'll wait because it's a while before they
Yeah.
get to a certain part.
Like,
10 years this guy's been working on this.
yeah.
Well, revenge is a dish best served cold, as any Klingon would tell you.
Yep. It's very cold in the underground. Hmm. Hmm.
It's so sad. He knows.
Mm-hmm.
He knows.
That had to be weird, kissing a mask.
Mhm.
I know.
It's
But
like
that's it.
kissing Burger King.
But that's it. Ew.
Yeah.
Now you just
What?
made it creepy.
I know. I was like, it wasn't creepy with this mask, but now suddenly it is creepy with the Burger King.
Yup.
You get, but you talk about her kissing the mask. To her, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
That's his face.
That is his face. Yeah.
And I love how they're showing nobody's watching.
Yep. Six Semper Tyrannis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a step back.
I love it. They're all armed to the teeth, and they're backing up with a guy with knives.
You said that once before, and what they've got wrong is aim for the head.
Yeah.
No one ever aims for the head.
And he's still standing.
My turn. I love the way they show like the air going around the knives as they
Yeah.
turn.
Exactly. Foomp.
It was real simple the way they filmed this. Everybody just went slow mo, and
Yeah. Oof.
stunt guy went fast motion.
Ugh. And this is a little bit like a darker version of True Lies. How are you going to escape this? Well, I'm going to pick the lock, and then I'm going to
Yeah,
pick up that instant, and I'm going to kill you, and then I'm going to shoot him in the head, and then he proceeds to do it. He
yeah.
did basically the same thing.
And I did say you died by my hand.
Yeah,
Uh,
we would both die with my hands around your throat.
Now I half expect him to go, ow, because of all the bullets he got hit with.
Why won't you die? Well, I'm gonna.
yeah. It got a lot of them, but it couldn't get everything.
Yep.
And even so, I mean, one, the internal injury, and two,
Yeah.
that's not covering everything.
Yep.
And it does lose, one or two might have snuck in where one hit before. Or they were filming these nighttime scenes. They can only do it like between certain hours at night, and for like, what was it, for like 40 minutes at a time or something?
Hmm.
Because they had to let traffic go through.
So for 20 years.
And that's the last of my iced tea.
So it makes you wonder, how old is this guy? Because he had to be about 30 when he was in there, so he's about 50 there.
Probably thereabouts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, what a great way to go out,
Right? Exactly.
though. The last domino.
Yep.
Because nobody's there.
Yep. Hmm.
And we're just going to walk right through all your barriers because you
Yeah.
don't matter.
Wow.
We are all the.
What would be cool is if as they're going over the bridge, some of them have red, and so it forms a V.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's my cue.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I kept thinking that the train was going to go in the other direction.
Wouldn't that be tragic if it was pointing in the wrong direction?
The wrong way.
A sea of Patrick Stewart faces.
Yeah.
The comic V said something about give him a Viking funeral. Artificer journey.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
Of course, for it to blow up that way, there would have to be pyrotechnics
Yeah.
seeded into it.
And then the bell tolled. For whom the
Yep.
bell tolls, it tolls for thee.
Yup. Or V.
and I like this. Who was he? And my mother. And this was always the creepy part, is what all the people taking off the mask, and you see like people who are dead.
Yeah.
V.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Great ending.
Yeah.
Screenplay by the Wachowski brothers. At least they were then.
The former brothers.
Formerly known as the brothers,
Right.
like Prince.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there we go.
Well,
V for
now we can say we remember the 5th of November, because now it is technically on the East Coast the 6th of November. Now, just a little bit past midnight where I'm at. What a great cast.
Yeah.
I think it was Ben Miles. Wasn't he the one that was in Coupling?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I watched that show when it was syndicated here in America for like a little while. I remember watching it.
Yeah. 4 seasons. We have all 4 of them on DVD. Great show.
Yeah.
Even after Patrick left in the 4th season, even with the replacement, it was still really pretty good.
But he was still on there though, wasn't he?
Oh no, not Pat. I'm sorry. Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeffrey. He's the curly haired one, right?
Right, exactly.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Yeah, he was. He was in something. The guy. I know this is like weird, but the guy who played Jeffrey. I can't. Okay, I got to get to the coupling so I can say he played a bad guy, but he was. Oh, I know. The guy who played Jeffrey plays the bad guy in Sabrina the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays like the head warlock guy, who's trying to, who works, of course, for the devil. But that's where I remember. Like, I've never seen him. I was like, this guy's familiar, and I looked him up, and I was like, oh, that's where I recognize him.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's a little, because he's older and a little more filled out. He's he's a little bigger and beefier.
Right.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that presentation of V for Vendetta.
Or if you didn't enjoy it, you at least found it enlightening.
Yeah. Oh, very. Yeah. I mean, it's scary, spooky. Some of the things that film addresses that is going on in today's world.
The parallels are just
frighteningly
freaky.
Freaky as Lord. I mean, like I said, a pandemic. Tens of thousands of people dead. The wrong people taking over. Who knows? We will see what goes on. And I'm not saying either side. I quite frankly, I don't really have a horse in this race personally, because I really think it's more important who's in Congress. But
Art Fisher Joni says it has been the 6th for over 7 hours here in Finland. Oh, I didn't know you were in Finland.
Oh,
cool.
Wow, Finland. Awesome.
Wow.
You have fans from all over, Big Al.
There you go.
Yeah, yes, my Scandinavian brothers. I'm a little. My family, I think, comes from Sweden. Back in the olden days, someone on the Sivertson side traced to somewhere in Sweden. I think my great something or other. His name was Breed, Brede or something. Sivertsons, which is spelled differently. It was like all kinds of neat stuff. But yeah, somewhere in Sweden, one of my ancestors came from. My father's side, I think, is more English and Scottish area. But I'm definitely from that kind of incorporation. But I like many people am a mutt. I got a little of this, a little of that. But I do like the Viking thing. I've been a Viking a few times in recreations. It's always fun. But yeah, thanks. Like I said, I want to thank everyone for joining us. And like I said, I can't get over the feeling that it feels like it's Saturday night.
Yeah.
It feels like it's like, oh, that's right. It's not Saturday yet, but tomorrow is Friday, or today is Friday, depending on your point of view. Later, 8, I believe there'll be a fan man tonight. There's some stuff going on. Can't attest to what time it may start. Usually starts around 8, maybe a little later. There's family stuff going on again, but the fan man definitely does want to have something to do, because he's got some announcements to make. He's got some plans in the works. Saturday night, we are doing what, Troy?
I think there's going to be a rewatch on Saturday, something like that.
I think there is. And what channel might this rewatch be taking place on?
It will be on my channel.
And I know you have 2 channels, so which one of those is it going to be on?
It's the Troy Kelly channel, but I will give you the link to the actual.
Because if it was on cartoon,
rewatch, because we will be rewatching the 1976 classic Rocky.
Rocky, gonna fly now.
Yep.
Or if it was on cartoon, it'd be Rocky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's Saturday.
I was thinking about it. I don't think I've ever seen Rocky in its entirety, beginning to end.
Really? Yeah.
In one sitting.
I'll tell you, I think that if you guys haven't seen it in a lot of years, you're going to be surprised by the film, because it's very tonally different from all the ones that followed after it.
Oh yeah, it's grittier.
It's very much a serious drama. It's not,
Yeah, and the message, I think, is it's very, everybody always says, well, it's like, when they talk about like Karate Kid, well, it's like Rocky with karate. Not really.
Yeah, not at
It's
all.
it's Rocky 2 with karate is what
Yeah.
Karate Kid is. Rocky itself has a much different message.
Yeah,
And I actually think it's a better message.
I agree.
But the classic Rocky, did that win Best Picture?
No, it was nominated, but
It was
didn't.
not. I knew it was nominated, but it didn't win something big.
It might have done. We'll have to look at the trivia.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it. I can't remember how it did. And that'll lead us into Sunday, where we have what going on, Troy, on Agent
And
Boomer's
over on
channel.
Aged Boomer's channel, we have Study Hall. We got a whole lot of stuff to talk about, including what I think to be some pretty big Star Wars / Mandalorian news.
Uh-oh.
Or rumors anyway, but
Well, there's always rumors.
but I think it's something that needs to be talked about. You'll definitely want to tune in for that. And that will be followed immediately after by Mr. Matchstick's Weeb Watch. How does that go?
A weeb watch, a weeb watch, a weeb watch, a weeb watch. She's watching anime.
I have no idea for certain. I've completely lost track. I feel like we lost a week in there, so I don't know what the rewatch is, but it doesn't matter because you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on his channel. You're going to hit the subscription button. You're going to hit the bell notification, and you will just tune in immediately after Study Hall if you are into anime.
And then we go into Monday, where we have the lovely Sound Engraver, our Monday Night Muse, with a yet to be determined topic, I am sure.
But I'm sure it'll be interesting and inspirational.
Yes, she always brings something very interesting, some very interesting ideas, and what am I trying to think of? It's late. It's a cool show. Watch it. Yep. And then that leads us into Tuesday, where we have.
Let's go with Wolf 10 Media first with his Wolf Commander Rambles. He's on earlier in the day. That's why I figure we should mention that one first.
Is that Monday or Tuesday?
That is Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
And then
I got lucky. I caught one this week. I
did too.
I usually am not, nothing against him because it was pretty cool. Talking about Power Rangers, and that was kind of awesome.
Yep.
I was like, I remember he's like, he was surprised I did Power Rangers. I was Power Rangers day one.
Yeah.
I watched that sucker on its first premiere day.
Day one here in the States. I mean, I didn't know anything about this Super Saiyan thing.
Super Sentai.
Sentai, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Saiyan is something entirely different.
Years and years of series that never saw American television. Unless you were in Hawaii. They got a lot in Hawaii, I think. Or the Philippines, of course, I think would get them.
Sure. And then we go into the Catholic Bible. Is that right? No, Catholic Bible Geek.
It is the Catholic Bible Geek.
That's
channel.
right.
And we are doing the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, and we are doing the first 5 chapters.
Here we go. And Matt,
we're starting.
Got that up and listed, so I'll drop the link directly to the actual video.
Yeah, so definitely read those first 5 chapters. I hope you got them. I know it's a quick turnaround, but do the best you can. Like I said, watch it or find an audio, or I wonder if it's somewhere on YouTube. Somebody reading it. I don't know.
And then we will be getting into Tuesday night Trek. I'm thinking about doing a little bit of Klingon culture talk. So I haven't got my notes yet together for it, but I will have the specific topic posted in the next couple days or so.
Yeah, that's at 10, and of course the book study's at 9. So
right. So 9 Eastern and then 10 Eastern.
And then Wednesday, early in the day at about 11, is the Second Cup Cafe with the Fan Man.
He's still going to be doing that then?
Yep, he did. Yeah, he got it in last week, as far as I know, until I hear different. Uh, and later that night, we have Daniel Heron, I believe. Is Daniel Heron doing something? Age of Boomer's here. If Age of Boomer's still here or Daniel Heron, please post what is happening this week on Soundtracks with the Birdman, or if there is one. I haven't heard. I do not know. So we'll see what's going on.
I think he
there.
said he was doing the Black Cauldron.
Black
but I
Cauldron? Oh, cool.
I need someone to verify that, but I'll just drop the link.
Yeah,
to the channel
I heard something about Black Cauldron, but I don't know when.
And I
or
think
if it's planned for that or not.
And then
sorry.
staggered in with him is Green Lion Girl, who's doing her game stream. I believe she's going back to Hitman.
She is.
Hitman?
She mentioned that on her last stream.
Okay. And then Thursday
that
night
brings us back around to Thursday night with the next installment of the Bible study.
Oh, that's correct. Yes, Catholic Bible Geek. You'll be doing, I'm sure, more on the Gospel of John.
I believe so. Yes.
And
that's the week in review.
That is the week to come. And
well, I'm also going to drop a link in because a lot of you may know, but if there's somebody here who hasn't heard about it yet, I did create a Facebook page just for those of us who do YouTube channels. So you can drop your link in there, tell a little bit about what your channel's about. And anyone that doesn't have a YouTube channel can feel free to go in there and subscribe to people. I mean, we really do appreciate it if you subscribe to us, hit the notifications bell so you know when we're putting out new videos. Drop a comment in. It helps our algorithms. And for us just starting out, it really does help us out, and it means so much. So thank you guys for that.
Yep.
But
and I should probably also drop the Professor Geek Facebook group, because that's also where you find all these schedules. The thing is, I'm oftentimes, because we're telling you a week out, we don't have the video listed yet for most of these. But if you go to the Professor Geek page in the file section, I've got a calendar. I've got a weekly one. You go to the most recent one, and I put the links up there as I see them. So that's where you'll find your links. Okay.
So yeah, definitely stop by there. Join the fun. Always, good information, some humor, some news, some art, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's a great community. Please,
a lot of humor, or at least what we call humor.
Yeah. I love that Cowboy Bebop Mandalorian opening.
That was good.
That was awesome. Good. And you're right, Cara Dune. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But everybody knows my affinity for Baby Yoda. Sorry, the child. Oh man, the new one might have dropped already. I wonder. I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll watch it tomorrow. The next episode of Mandalorian. I hope everyone has a nice Friday, a very safe Friday, and of course a safe weekend. Like I said, if you want to know what's going on, come to the Professor Geek page. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Nanette, Troy, anything to add, say, any snide remarks?
Well, I don't have a snide remark, but I just want to tell everybody how much I appreciate y'all stopping in and watching the video with us. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially when we have all you making comments and contributing. And we learn so much about you when you do that. Just telling us little snippets about your life and what you liked about a movie, what you didn't like about a movie. It's really interesting, and I enjoy reading it. So thank you for coming in.
And I know not everybody watches along with the movie. I noticed a couple of you were watching along. That's awesome, because it's an awesome film. Come on. V for Vendetta is just one of those, it's almost timeless the way they've built it, I think. But really enjoy that. We got some great ones coming up. Like I said, we got Rocky coming up. Edward Scissorhands is in the pike, as is
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Planes,
That's what
Trains,
you
and
were here.
Automobile is on Thanksgiving night.
Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving night. Yeah.
Nanette's going to be doing the Charlie Brown
Yep.
Thanksgiving and Christmas specials coming up.
Mhm.
Santa Claus Conquers the Martians is coming up. I've got a friend of mine. We're trying to figure out a date and time to do Love Actually. So we're gonna have a lot of a lot of fun stuff coming up. Just keep tabs on us. Everyone, please have a great night. Thank you for coming by. And God bless you all. Stay strong during these weird times.
Stay safe.